you're not as, like, tied down to, like, your office hours or going to meetings and this, that, and the other. Like, obviously, y'all still have to come to meetings, but, like, it's not as... I don't know how to describe it. Not as, like, time-paratent as it should, as, like, a staff position is. Because, like, we're getting paid to do this. So, like, we have to be here, we have to show up, we have to do our job, this, that, and the other. If we don't, it's not good.
Yeah.
But it's definitely still something I love. It's definitely fun for me. I find this less of a job and more of like a hobby because I'm still a DJ at the end of the day. I have my own show, and I'm still loving working with all of y'all, so it's just doing what I love.
Absolutely. So you said that you do have your own show. Is it the same show that you've done, in previous semesters, previous years?
No, actually. It's similar, but not exactly the same.
All right.
In previous semesters, I did a book review club, and then I also did a movie review club. This semester, we're doing all musicals with my friend Jamie. We're doing all musicals. We're doing animated musicals, live musicals, Broadway, whatever you can think of for musicals, we're doing it.
Oh, okay. All right. So you did also mention to me. Sorry, it seems like I gotta turn my microphone up a little bit.
No, it happens.
Oh, that was too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did tell me though that you started out as a DJ for Argus.
Yes.
What was that like? What's the difference between being a DJ for Argus versus being a DJ for KNWD?
Okay, so for Argus, like, you're still a DJ for KNWD. You're still under KNWD DJs. It's just, I did specifically, like, a show for Argus where we would promote, like, our events, where we promote the English department, the creative writing department, journalism, all that.
So it's more specific.
Yes. Okay. It was just like a normal DJ show, just it was to promote that specific student media.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so... you said, obviously, we talked already that this was the first year that you have, like, an official position with KNWD,
yes.
but also, in general, the first year that you have been a DJ coordinator.
Yes.
So, tell me, what do you think of it? How do you feel about the position? I know it's only been, a very short time.
2 weeks.
It's only been a very short time, but, how are you liking it? How does it feel to you?
Like I said earlier, this feels more like a hobby than it does a job. I'm getting to have fun being in the station where I love. Like, a lot of people describe it like this, but this feels like a second home. The community is just great, and, like, I just love what I do. I
can say I definitely feel the same way about Northwestern in general, too. It has treated me so nice so far, just for the past 2 weeks I've been here. As an incoming freshman, I love the environment. I really do. I love it here.
As a junior, it just keeps getting better.
You think it's going to get better every single year for me, too?
Yes.
I certainly hope so.
Yes, because you find your place, you find your people, and you find you.
Absolutely. All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and end it off with you let me ask you, what is one singular piece of advice that you would want to give to any of your underclassmen in general, but, especially for incoming freshmen?
Incoming freshmen, ooh. It's something that a lot of people tell you to do, but it is really important, and that is go to the events, show up, show out. You're gonna have fun, you're gonna meet people, and just get out of your dorm. You're never gonna meet people, you're never gonna, like, experience college if you're a hermit in your room.
All right. Well, you guys heard it. Make sure to go to events, meet new people at said events. Just go out, have fun, live life. Yes, you're in college. Yes, you have academics and stuff to pay attention to, but you're still human. You still need those important connections. That's what being human's all about. So go out, meet new people, have fun, live life, make new memories, and make sure you guys eat food, drink water, stay healthy. We will see you guys back in about 5 minutes.
You're fine. It happened.
Well, that was in fact the wrong one.
Turn mine off. You can leave yours.
Sure that my name is perfectly adjusted. There we go.
Okay. As a general thought, hold on. You sign in.
That is... Alright.
For my own peace of mind, I have everybody do a separate line.
Today's the 29th?
Yes.
Okay, well, next one started playing.
Oh, you can...
I was going to wait for so he's not distracted.
Well, you're going to introduce him, so you're good.
Yeah, you can go.
That's a fair point. Alright.
Just fade it out.
Rewind-KNWD?
Alright, and welcome back, everyone. So, that was Mckayla Courtney last time that we had, if you guys missed it. She is the DJ coordinator for KNWD right now. She has been a lovely help. She was a great guest. Appreciate her so much. So, now we're going to be moving on to the next guest speaker of today. This is going to be more about the students, getting more into the students, the main purpose of this whole segment. So, today I am here with first-year communications major, intern here at KNWD and the Current Sauce, multi-time LSPA award winner, teen reporter for KPLC, and a good friend of mine, Mason Depriest. How are you doing today?
Doing great. I really appreciate you having me on today.
Of course, of course, of course. So, you are in the sports department for KNWD, correct?
Correct. And the Current Sauce, correct.
Awesome. So you were also at the football game last night. I saw you on the live stream. You were talking.
Oh,
you were
yeah, we were at the
commentating on the game.
night. Yeah, me and Kinsey.
You and Kenzie?
Oh yeah, me and Mackenzie. We had a good time last night. We wrapped things up early when we realized there was like 4 minutes left in the game. We knew we were gonna win, and we were like, all right, there's no one on the live stream. Let's just wrap everything up. Let's just pick everything up and let's go down on the field. So we put all of our equipment up, and we got to rest the field with everyone, all the students and the fans. That was really fun. It was a good time last night.
Nice. I did show up towards the beginning, but it got way too hot for me. I didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like fun, though.
And there was that long lightning delay, too.
I did hear about that, too. I did tune into the live stream as well, every now and then just to see how it was going. And I believe we won, it was what, 20 to 10?
20 to 10.
20 to 10 Northwestern Demons.
Yeah. First time we won a game in 1,023 days, 22 days, something like that.
All right,
So
well.
we made history last night.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the first win for that new head coach in NSU Demon gear. So
I bet it must feel good for him.
solid.
Must feel great.
Yep.
All right, so aside from specifically with that game, you also did, whenever we were in high school, you did a lot of broadcasting as well for the sports games.
Correct.
Over at Sulphur High.
Correct.
How does that differ from the experience of commentating for college football? Is it any different?
Oh, it's a whole lot different. It's a whole. Well, first of all, it's a whole new team you have to learn. Because at Sulphur, we knew all them kids. We went to school with them. Like, we were like literally classmates. But now in college, you don't really see the football players around campus. You don't really see most athletes around campus. So, you got to learn these dudes. And the press box is a lot bigger and a whole lot of new people. And it's just an entirely different atmosphere, especially when you have to get interviews with people. Because, when we were in high school, I would just text people in the middle of class. I'd be like, hey, bro, act like you're going to the bathroom. Tell your teacher you're going to the bathroom and come get an interview. And they'd be like, okay. Well, now we have to, email the sports information people here at NSU, and then they have to approve the request for the interview. And, it's a process when you have to get interviews and stuff like that. So, it's a whole lot different. It's definitely not the same. And I was even telling the people in the press box last night that I knew, I was like, dang, this is a whole lot different than calling high school football. It's just a whole lot different. The food's better here, too.
Food's better.
There's more food. There's more food in the press box. There's more food in the press box.
All right, well, so moving away from all the broadcasting and everything, first of all, you did amazing last night. Like I said, I tuned in a lot. I was hearing all of that. It was like I could visualize everything that was happening on the field. But aside from that, tell us about how you got involved with KNWD, the Current Sauce, and how it's affected, the start of your college experience.
Yeah, so this takes me all the way back to my junior year of high school, around maybe the end of my sophomore year, start of my junior year. And I kind of realized, I was like, man, a lot of these people think I'm kind of good at sports broadcasting, let's go to college for it, let's make it a career. Let's make working in sports a career. And so I started looking up colleges that had student radio stations and student newspapers and, where I could write articles at and stuff like that. And, LSU, they have their own student radio station, but they don't really cover the games.
Yeah.
Southeastern and Hammond, Louisiana, they have their own newspaper, their own student radio station, and they do a phenomenal job over there. But NSU just really felt like home. That's why I chose this place. When I was looking up all the tours and stuff like that, and so when Zoe, shout out to Zoe Johnson, she gave me my tour, and she was a really great tour guide here when I came and toured here a couple of times, and they were telling me about the student radio station and telling me everything I can do with it, and even the student newspaper, and telling me I could be a sports reporter and a sports broadcaster, and I was really just ready to take my talent here to NSU and just give KNWD and the current sauce just my all.
Yeah, I did see quite a bit that you would occasionally post on like Instagram, on Snapchat, whatever. You would post on your story showing one day you're in like Lake Charles playing golf, next day you're all the way up in Shreveport, and then you're here on Natchitoches campus, and this is like all over the summer too. So that was before we even got enrolled for the fall semester. Right. So I looked at him and just be like, man, what is Mason doing? But it looked like you had a good time. You made your connections and everything.
I had a good time this summer. I came up here to a couple basketball practices, got to meet all the players, the coaches. So I'm real close with the basketball team now. I do a lot of their social media stuff. I played a lot of golf this summer, like you said, but I was everywhere this summer, meeting new people and, just having a good time,
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever you did say that you wanted to come on here, you did say specifically that you wanted to talk about how to balance your time in college with other things.
Correct.
So I'll let you take over, talk about that.
Yeah. So this fall semester, I'm taking 16 credit hours. I'm taking 16 hours, right? I got to balance KNWD, office hours. Current Sauce got to have an article out every week. And I'm also a presidential ambassador. All right, so I got a job here on campus. So that's big. Oh, and I got to do social media for basketball. Forgot about that. And when there's a home game for football that week for KNWD, it also kind of helps my office hours. But, you got to have game prep, game notes and stuff like that, memorizing players' names and stuff like that when you're calling a game.
So you got... So a lot of stuff to
4
balance.
Classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, right? And so it's a whole lot. It can get overwhelming. It can be exhausting. Trust me, I'm tired right now. You know what I'm saying? But a whole lot of white monsters and Rice Krispie treats. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going. Just keep going. And really, what I would say how to balance your time is just get a planner. Get a planner.
Absolutely.
Even, your phone calendar, that works, but I have...
Physical paper
yes, a physical journal-like planner.
I absolutely agree. That's an amazing thing. To any students that are listening, great advice. Definitely get yourself a planner.
Get a planner. Get you a good pair of headphones, some AirPods, whatever, Beats, whatever kind of headphones you like, and just have your little chill playlist you like to listen to. Study. But when you have that planner, you can easily find more time. You can balance out your time, balance out when you got to do your homework, when you got to go to your classes, and then once you balance all that time out, who knows? You might have a little bit of free time at the end of the evening time. You can go to Chick-fil-A or something like that, or go get you some food, go hang out with some friends. Because I heard y'all two talking earlier, and I was saying go out and meet people, right? And that's hard to do when you have such a busy schedule. Trust me, I'm going through it right now. I really feel like I still haven't found my group of people that I hang out with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not yet.
Absolutely.
And there's a couple people that I enjoy hanging out with. But back home in Sulphur, I have my friend group and everything.
Yeah.
And that's, I know I'm kind of getting off topic here, but don't compare your friends back home to the new people you're going to meet here. And I've had to tell myself that 24/7 every time I'm here, because some of the jokes that I've been making to the people here, my friend group back home would be on the ground crying, laughing, but the people here just kind of look at me weird. I'm like, bruh. So like I said, I know I'm getting off topic here, but yeah, go out and meet new people and yeah.
All right, yeah, absolutely.
You find a way to balance your time,
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree with a lot of what you said. It can be hard, especially if any of you that are listening have busier schedules. It can be difficult to go out, have a lot of that free time, meet new people, like what Mckayla was saying earlier. It can be difficult, but just like with what you said, get a planner, start scheduling out your times. You have classes at these times. if you want to take, a break, maybe study, get some food at these times, you'll start to realize what free time you have. And it's not like high school at all, where you're going to have, whatever homework you get, do the next day. It's not like that anymore. You have homework that may be due in about a week.
I got to sign a homework assignment today. It's due next Wednesday.
Yeah, it may be due at the end of the week. It may be due at the start of next week. It may not even be due until the end of the semester. That's what a lot of mine are. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying sit here and procrastinate all your work until the very last second.
Definitely
I'm not
don't do that
at all.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Definitely don't do that, because that's going to become a very bad habit. It's going to be very hard to break. But it's okay if you take a break from doing work for a little bit and go out, meet
kind of just
people,
regroup,
have fun,
reset.
Yeah,
everyone needs them reset moments, especially like when we're transitioning into this new season of life.
Exactly.
New college, a little bit of freedom.
So this is important for the incoming freshmen.
Correct.
Me and Mason, we're incoming freshmen ourselves. We want to share this with you as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole lot different. Like I said just now, got a little bit of freedom, but don't just think about that. You got a little bit of freedom, but don't. I don't know how to say it.
Don't take it don't take it too far.
Yes, correct.
Recognize that you get to hang out with people, you get to meet new people, everything. It's important to do so as well, but also remember you do still have classes too. You still have stuff you need.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're really here. We're here for a degree, and at the end of the day, I like to think of it as we're all coming to college so we can all work in the air conditioner because we live in Louisiana and it's what I'm saying. So, but yes, like transitioning into being from a high school senior to a college freshman, it's a whole lot different. It's a brand new ball game, brand new people. Just be you.
Absolutely.
Be you and have a good time. Like have fun. Go out and do things. Go to the football games. Go to the dances we have. Go to the musical events. Go to all the events. You know what I'm saying? And go meet these new people and find your group of people.
Yeah.
Find your group of people you can be with.
Put yourself out there. Have fun.
Yeah.
Go to events.
Yeah.
Just like what we've been saying. Well, Mason, thank you so much for joining me on Rewind-KNWD today.
I appreciate you for having me. I look forward to doing this more often.
Absolutely. I'll be sure to see about having you come back on every now and then.
Heck yeah.
Before we move on to our next guest, Mason, I know you've already given some pretty good advice today, but if you had to leave one piece of advice for anybody, whether fellow incoming freshmen, maybe just somebody who needs to hear it, what would your advice be?
I've always lived by this: control the controllables. You can control your effort and your attitude. You can't control what the teacher's going to say that day. You can't control how much homework that you're going to get from the teacher that day. You can't control what the weather's going to do. You can't control that your car has a flat tire. You can't control any of that stuff. You can control your effort and your attitude. You can control your mindset. You can take control over your mindset. And once you learn to do everything with 110%, and once you learn to give everything your best effort and have a good attitude, a great attitude 24/7, then life is just going to be so much more smoother. Just do everything 110% and just control your effort and your attitude. That's some advice for anyone in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I want to end with right there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mason. That was very, very good advice. That spoke to me. I hope it spoke to a lot of you out there as well. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next guest, our final guest of the day. So yesterday, I got the chance to meet the former news director for KNWD, who has now returned to the booth as a volunteer DJ. It's Jeremy Wade. Jeremy, how you doing today?
Hello, all my demons. 'Tis I, your sexy, funny, humble guest this time, Jeremy Wade, and we are so back like a spinal tap, so back. It's like we never even left. Man, it's good to be back. I'm feeling excited.
All right. Sorry, I got distracted, guys.
Sorry.
First of all, lovely introduction there.
Oh, yeah.
Love your energy today, man. Love it, love it, love it. So, whenever we spoke yesterday, you told me that you were the former news director at KNWD.
Yup.
All right.
That was me.
What was that position like? What was being in that position like?
It was a whole lot of responsibility that was being put onto me. but it was manageable because the people that came before me, they taught me, and the people that came after me, they succeeded me, right? And then they went on, they did a lot better things than I'm doing right now, again. So people like, Kale, for example, he was one of my news reporters. He's now the current news director. Shout out to him, right? And he's doing a phenomenal job, especially with the new news reporters that we have. He's doing an amazing job. It's like seamless, it's flawless. It's amazing the way that he conducts not only himself, but the way he communicates and does the news shows with his reporters. It's great. It's phenomenal. It couldn't be any better. He took like Matt. I'm jumbling my words because there's so much to say. There's this thing that Matt Craig, shout out the MC of all MCs, the main character, Matt Craig. He says, don't just be in your position and do what you do. Take your position and get elevated, and that's what he did. He elevated that position, and I'm happy for him, and I'm excited for him. He's going to leave a good mark, just like I did when I was back when I was doing this. And so, at the time, it was just dropping some lore for all of y'all. There was a time where it was just me, and it was Caden Graves. His name was Caden Graves. He was the news director, and I was his only news reporter at the time. And that time we were under Colin Vidros, right? We were under Colin Vidros. He was like 2 general managers before us, right? Before Eddie, before Grace, right? And so that's when I was really getting into the transitional period of becoming the news director. So Colin, he was over. He was general manager, but he did a lot of the sports stuff. Caden, he did a lot of the news stuff. And then I came up, I became the news director, and then I had my news reporters as well. And so getting into that position, it was almost a seamless shift, but like it was a lot more responsibility I had to take on when it came to that.
All right. So before you became the news director, you were in the position of just being like news reporter, news anchor.
Yeah, I was a news reporter.
All right. So how long did you do that for?
I came out the gate being a news reporter, and it was, to be honest, I feel like I got a lucky break. I had like a couple interviews. I went to the tabling event, right? Mm. And then I got a couple interviews, and then I think that the energy that I brought and just the confidence that I had at the time, they really liked that. They really enjoyed that. They really enjoy how verbose I am, how intellectual and how intuitive I am, especially when it comes to the news broadcasting, right? Because when it came down to it, we reported on all levels, and that's how I did it when I was a news reporter, and when I became a news director.
Right.
We reported on all levels. I'm talking local, state, national, worldwide, all levels. I'm talking from local fireman saves grandma's kitty to what's happening over in Russia and Ukraine, right? When that was going on, and that was just like a big point for not only me but everybody that was listening in, because it was accurate, it was unbiased, it was just news that was for the people, for the students here at NSU.
Completely or mostly unfiltered,
Right.
Aside from guidelines you have to follow. Obviously.
Right. Aside from the obvious guidelines I would have to follow, it would be mostly unfiltered. Unfiltered as in it would be the raw news. Of course, I would have to filter through the news, because a lot of news is either biased or just wrong. But
right. There's a lot of research that goes into it.
Right.
You got to figure out, what's true, what's not.
Right, and what's like heavily biased and what's not. I try to look for a lot of the unbiased stuff, because I like to have a neutral stance. I know people have, their ideologies and their stances on a lot of things, but if I just like to present to the people what the business is, and then you, as the consumer of the news, can make your own opinions.
Right.
That's how I think the best way to consume news is, You know.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You know, remain completely unbiased. Let people draw their own conclusions.
Exactly.
Because that's how
you think freely for
Exactly.
yourself. You don't become a sheep. Right?
Exactly.
You don't just blindly follow someone because they said something.
right.
You know. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, and being a part of this team. You know, it was great. And just again being a part of all of the events and all of the things that we put on, and you know, like. Y'all did live at the Union. I missed that, but you know, I saw the post. I saw Mckayla on the post talking to Van Erickson. It was great, you know.
And that's actually how I got into all of this too. That was my first time seeing it. I met Mckayla there. Got to get on the air with Chris. Got to talk too, and you know, I got to get this position as well. But so speaking of that, you know, with all the campus activities and everything, it's going to be our next topic. You said as well that. You know, you started working as, you know, in the news department for KNWD right out the gate.
Mm-hmm. As a freshman.
You know, as an incoming freshman, first semester, signed up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that opportunity. I'm only a volunteer DJ here, but I do, you know, plan to keep going. But aside from, you know, doing this, what other campus activities throughout all of your years did you participate in, and why do you believe it's so important to participate in those campus activities?
I think it's important because it's just things to do around the campus. Not only that, but it just helps you fill the time when you need to. You know,
right.
Sometimes you get bored.
Right.
Honestly, I know I get bored sometimes.
Absolutely.
Like, sometimes you just need something to do, right? Other than work, you know, and it's fun, right? That's the big thing. It's fun. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's a lot of opportunities to just go out and do things and see new things, right? And for example, I never thought I'd be a part of a fraternity, but I messed around and I found myself being 4 years deep in a fraternity. Shout out to Tall Kappa Epsilon, right? So I'm 4 years deep in a fraternity now. I got a group of people that I'm, you know, brothers with. Ritual brothers with that, you know, and a whole like worldwide, like international, like collegiate member, like brotherhood that's like a part of like my story now. You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only that, it's like they're partnered with St. Jude, and like that's just another thing on top of that, you know what I'm saying? So not only am I part of this like collection of men that just do good things for people, I'm also supporting St. Jude, and I'm a St. Jude baby, you know. Other than that, I mean, you know, I go to the plays. The plays are amazing, and the musicals, they're amazing. All the sporting events, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest. I was skeptical last night. I didn't go to the game, right? I was hot. I was a bit disgruntled.
Yep.
But when I saw that we won, I was shocked beyond belief. Because let me tell you something, we hadn't had a dub since my freshman year. I was like, yo, what in the world? I was like, okay. And then I saw the post. I saw everybody storming the field. I was like, man. I was like, man, the one time, I'm like, you know,
yeah.
I mean, sucks I missed out on that. That's why you go to this stuff, so you can be part of something memorable. I missed out on that, and that's my fault because I didn't go, right? But hey, don't be like me. Right?
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to. You know, I went out there at the start. I got there at like 6 p.m. I went in. I was sitting there, and I was like, man, it's hot. I was like, I'm gonna go back to my dorm room. I have like a little neck fan. I was like, I'm gonna grab that. I'll come back out here. But then I got back to my dorm room. And then the cold air just felt so nice, and it's like, man, I'm gonna have to sit out there for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I didn't go, but I kept tuning into the live stream.
Yeah,
that KNWD Radio was
yeah.
doing for it. I got to watch that. Figured out we won 20-10 against Alcorn. That was awesome. And all of my roommates, all three of my roommates, they are all above me. Like none of them are freshmen, like I am. Mm. So I went out and I told them, I was like, because all of them were saying that they were kind of doubting that Northwestern was going to win because, like you said, they haven't won in like quite a long time. I go out there and I'm like, hey, Northwestern's up right now, like 13-0, And they're like, oh, cool. And then at like 11 o'clock at night, I go back out there again, and I'm like, Northwestern State won. Like, we won. And they were like, that's surprising.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it just goes to show, it's good to go to those, even, it doesn't matter if you're a 4-year student or an incoming freshman, go to those events. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what the outcome's going to be. You never know who you're going to meet, what kind of experience you're going to get. I missed getting to rush out on the field with all of my fellow classmates and everything.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there. And that sounded like a lot of fun. It sounded like it would have been, something
memorable.
Something memorable, exactly. And I got to miss out on that too. So I'm a little bit sad for that.
Yeah. Yeah, part of that, I actually do remember one time, my freshman year, I actually got to be a part of the Inferno run. And that was memorable. And I got the shirt too, the 26 shirt. It was great. So, there's a lot of opportunities to do fun stuff. And just last year was my first time doing Color Chaos. Like I didn't go this year because I had, stuff to do. But,
yeah.
But, just last year, I did Color Chaos. Color Chaos was so fun. It was wild. It was messy. It was great. And, taking a slight pivot, if we're going to go back to the whole news thing and being a part of, this, join a club. Join a club. Or just see about it anyway, Because, again, I didn't know I was going to be a part of a frat,
Yeah.
And then I didn't know, I wanted to, and I didn't know I was going to be a part of KNWD for so long, right? And here's the thing, too. The crazy thing. Contrary to popular belief, I'm a vet tech. I'm veterinary. I'm not a comm major, right?
Yeah.
So it's if you want to do it, you can do it, right? And if you sign up and then you get the offer, you can absolutely do it.
Yeah, so long as you have the time, the means, the motivation to do so.
Exactly. So do it, right?
Yeah.
Because hey, if it wasn't for me wanting to be a vet tech over anything, because hey, this vet program is the best. I know they got one down at LSU, but this one here is great. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely be either comm or theater, to be honest, because I didn't even know they had a theater major up here until I actually got here.
Yeah.
Right? Because me, I did theater all in my youth, from when I was 4 to all the way up in high school.
Right.
And I want to do more theater stuff. I got this friend, he does productions and whatever, and I want to get back into that, And then Mckayla actually put me onto one of these clubs Stowe, right? They do a lot of productions. I'm trying to see if I can get in where I can fit in with Stowe, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to flex my theater muscles again sometime too. I don't want them to atrophy. You know what I'm saying?
Stowe's the student theater organization, right?
Yeah. And this is almost like a theater to me because it's hey, the mic is my stage, you know what I'm saying? This is the board. It's this is my stage, and everybody out there is my audience. I got my script, you know what I'm saying? I got my lines, I'm putting my heart and my soul into this, and it's
an art form.
It is an art form.
It's an art form.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. And it's so beautiful, and it just culminates into something great, right?
Yeah.
And when you put your heart and your soul in here, it's like you leave a piece of yourself here.
I could notice with the energy, right after I introduced you,
yeah.
the energy that you had.
Yeah,
that was like you were bringing it back from previous semesters.
Yeah, definitely, because this is my home. It really is. I know that. I know everybody says that, but but this is me just being me, and me just being expressive, again, verbose. I feel these 4 walls, in particular, are just sometimes I would just come in here and just sit in here, when these lights were working, you just turn them on, just turn the lights off, you just sit back and you just, especially if I had time before my show or a little bit of time after my show, you know what I'm saying, and I wasn't impeding on anybody else's time, I would just sit here and just soak it all in.
Right.
And it would be so great, and just the feeling of being in this environment that I love so much. It was great. And speaking of, I also mentioned this to you the other day as well. Last year, I ended up Well, I ended up doing 4 shows, right? 2 of my own, and then being a part of a group of 2 more, right? It was Film Fanatics. That was one of them. It was Rolling 20s. That was my personal one about D&D. It was... What's the other one? I have them on my drive. Film Fanatics, Rolling 20s. There was the one...
You did some for News 91.7, didn't you?
Yes, I
that on
did.
there.
Yes, I did. And then there was another one where I did music, where I just played music, and I talked about music. That was musical melodies, meaningful mixes. Actually, that's what it was called. And then, oh man, it escapes me. But if I just plug that flash drive in, I could just pull it up like right now.
Yeah.
But like, I did 4 shows, and it was great. It was Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. Meaningful mixes on Tuesday. Actually, hold on, you got the thing right here. Hold on. Unless they took the sheets away. Hold on. Yeah. It was Meaningful Mixes on Tuesday. It was Film Fanatics on Sundays. It was also, let's see. It was Meaningful Mixes on Tuesdays. Rolling 20s on Thursdays. It was Gentleman's Pub. That's what it was. That was my own personal show, right? I would just talk about life, lifestyle, being a modern day gentleman. That's what I would do, right? And back when I was over the news department, the News 91.7, it had a different name, right?
Okay.
It was an acronym, right? It was DAAMN, right? Right? Which was damn, right? So, I mean, it was demon announcements and modern news, towing that line between, hey, wait a minute, you can't say that. It was like, whoa, it's an acronym now. I'm like,
It's up there on our questionable words list.
Yeah, it's questionable. So
yes, it just depends on the context.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an acronym. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I mean, I liked it. Everybody else liked it, but I mean,
it's creative,
right? So like, it was fire, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the brightest stars, they go out the fastest. But I mean, which is why they probably changed it. Go with something simpler, more straight to the point.
Yeah.
But alas, that was just a little bit of myself going into just the whole news thing.
Yeah.
And just being a part of this department.
Yeah.
So it just felt like natural for me, right? And just being in here constantly and just being on the mic, behind the booth, recording myself. And then I would let my family know, right, that I would be on air and they would tune in. And then I would save my podcast and I was sharing with my friends. I was sharing with my family, and they would love it. They just eat it up,
Yeah.
And then I plan on and then even some of my friends yo, you should upload this. You can make hella bread off this. And I'm like, yo, I could probably do that. I was like, and so I might consider doing that, this semester, this year actually, uploading some of my my broadcasts and even some of my previous broadcasts too, because I know for sure, spoiler, that I'm definitely doing my Dungeons and Dragons podcast this semester, this year, if I can. Yeah. So
be sure to tune in to Rolling 20s.
Yes, thank you. Shameless plug, but thank you.
Of course. I got to support my friends in their endeavors. That's what I always say. I
appreciate that. Of
course.
Anything else you want to ask me?
This is going to be the final thing. We got about 10 minutes left, 11 minutes, so we're going to start wrapping up. But final question I have for you before I move on, we close out for this segment. If you could give one piece of advice, whether to just underclassmen in general or specifically incoming freshmen, something that you haven't already said, what would you say?
I would say simply, don't lose yourself. What I mean is, all of this is great. College is great. The events, the schoolwork, the lifestyle, the changing of like the opening of this new chapter, perhaps the closing of this chapter, you know, for some of my older, you know, students, you know, like the upper level undergraduates like myself, you know, and perhaps some graduate students that are still lingering about, you know, and especially for the incoming freshmen, you know, and maybe this is your second year, you know, this is like for everybody. Don't lose yourself, because you can get roped into a lot of stuff, and a lot can happen at once. And like, I didn't think of it at first, but like, time flies in college. It really does, because you go week by week, and it's not day by day like it is in high school, right? You're not doing everything in one day, and then it's just day by day. It's by the week, right? And then those weeks turn to months, and those months turn to years, right? And all of a sudden, I'm here in my 4th year of college, you know, about to finish up, and about to really move on, and about to start to adulting for real. Like, this is like, this, you know how they say like 18's like the trial run?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm 21. I'm finna turn 22 this year. I'm finna put the real big boots on now, right?
Gonna have to go there and start doing a, you know, start putting your degree to work.
I'm sorry, that's a slur. Oh my god, but you know, but you know, that's, or should I use the bigger word, career, right?
Oh no, that's even worse.
I know, right? Yeah, but that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Get the degrees, get the big bread. You know what I'm saying? Do something we actually want to do with our lives, long term.
Right.
But yeah, don't lose yourself, because burnout is real. Burnout is real, and I know. Oh, bro, he was saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, like, manage your time. That's so real, that's so real. And I was just silently over here saying, like, nah, I'll just cram it all in 1 week. We'll be all right, because, you know, heat and pressure makes diamonds, right? And we can pull it off, you know what I'm saying?
As you're over here saying not to lose yourself, you're just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's that healthy medium, that chaos, you know what I mean? But,
and if you can find that genuine healthy medium, then obviously, you know, do that. If that's what works for you, do that. Not everything works the same for everyone, you know?
Right.
Not everything's gonna work the same. What Mason was saying about you, like, getting a planner, scheduling everything out, that may not work for you. You may run more on spontaneity. That's okay. You may, you know, it may work the way that you're talking about, too.
Yeah, but, like, really, like, you just gotta be in tune with yourself. And that's what I mean by don't lose yourself. Because, I mean, you'll find out a lot about yourself during college. And, I mean, I find out a lot about myself every day during college, you know, and you know, you'll start to really come into the person that you are during college. You know, you thought you get that in high school. You get that like tenfold here in college, right? Because I mean, hey, college is it's beautiful, but it's ugly as well. You got to take the good with the bad, the pretty with the ugly. So,
but it shapes you.
It shapes you, molds you. It's character development. You know what I mean? It's,
right.
It's another chapter in the book, you know?
Right.
But really, truthfully, like, in all seriousness, do not lose yourself. And if you don't lose yourself, you won't give up on yourself, right? Don't lose yourself. Don't give up on yourself. And, like, just be persistent when it comes to yourself, right? And sometimes, and that looks different, and that looks differently for different people, right? Sometimes you gotta go harder for yourself. Sometimes you might have to pull out of some of these events. Maybe you can't go to every event. Maybe you have to take a day off, and that's okay. Maybe you gotta, you know, get your mind right before you start doing all this stuff again. You gotta get in that mode again. Take some time to yourself. That's real.
Absolutely. You guys remember, too, that we do have mental health days written into the syllabus if you need to take one. Yeah. That is also a thing. I took one the other day. I needed to get my head straight. I felt a lot better afterwards. I was able to go to class. Use the things that you have at your disposal to your advantage. Absolutely. We pay for medical services. If you need a doctor's excuse for something, go to the doctor. Get checked out. Get an excuse. If you need to start seeing a counselor, we have 3rd floor of the student union. go speak to the counselors. And I hope eventually I can get somebody from counseling services in here as well to talk to you guys.
Hey, pro tip. If you need like an excuse, go to the nurse's office, right? And if it's something they can't aid you with, and you need to go to like the hospital, at least like the walk-in clinic, go to the in-house nurse first, and they will give you a pass that'll get you into the walk-in clinic for free without having to pay, because that's already covered for you being an NSU student. That's free game right there. I'm like, the amount of times I had to do that, not only for my personal health, but like for the days where I was just like, I have to like seriously like take a step back, because my own health was like at a detriment, and like, I know I'm on here saying a whole lot of hubbub, but I mean this for real. You cannot lose yourself, and like, you cannot put your health on the back burner when it comes to all of this college stuff.
And I absolutely agree with that too.
So like, take advantage of that. It's right there at your disposal.
Absolutely, 100%.
Take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for coming on here. It was great having you talk on here, as it was with all my other guests. But you came in here. You came in here with the energy. You came in here with the great advice, the good stories. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's listening. Thank you to all of my guests too who came on earlier to speak. You guys really helped me to kind of start shaping what what Rewind-KNWD is supposed to be mostly about. But with that, go ahead and start with my intro. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to 91.7 FM Demon Radio. Before we get back to the music, though, I would like to leave you with a piece of my own advice. It's going to be a little bit weird, but just trust me, it's something that I've actually done in the past. It's something that does help, keep a little bit happy. Live like a crow. And what I mean by that is, crows, although they are extremely intelligent birds, they also indulge in the simpler pleasures like shiny little trinkets. So I encourage you to go out, find one shiny trinket to keep in your dorm, or if you're not a student listening in, keep it in your room, maybe on a little keychain, whatever. But this has been Rewind-KNWD with your favorite host, Avis. Be sure to follow at Rewind-KNWD on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's going to be, that's going to be where you can fill out the form to come on here, or to even see teasers or posts. Maybe if you've missed a show, you can go on there, see it on there as well. You can get your chance to talk on the radio with me as well. And as always, fork 'em demons. Thank you so much. Well, there we go. All right.
Hey man, W man, that's cool.